This is a video review of Firebird from the Fighter of Sun Fighbird, which is from Takara's Brave series, which was Takara's replacement for Transformers in the 90s, because in the 90s, Transformers were not really big in Japan. And I love Brave stuff, and Firebird here is no exception. He's great. I love the way that jet mode looks. It's just nice, big, and sleek, and kind of inspired by the SR-71 Blackbird. Not entirely, because it doesn't have quite the same neck frill up here, but it's kind of in the same vein of design, being a long triangle shape. I do have some problems with it though. First of all, these are obviously the legs, and there's no way that's not the head. So it's not entirely perfect at hiding the robot mode, but it does do a fairly decent job. Like the fists back here, they do a pretty good job of looking like thrusters back here, although they're not perfect. One thing I really like about this mode is how many weapons it has. First of all, it has weapons in here, and then it has guns here that come out, and then it has, if you move what will become the arms up like this, some guns back here. And they don't quite work in this mode because they're meant for the robot mode, but you do get some missiles out here. And then we have, I believe this is the correct name for this, but I'm not entirely sure. We have the breaster, which turns into, like, it's obvious that it turns into a chest plate for him, but it's supposed to be a jet-like thing, and it plugs on like this, and it's supposed to be a jet thing that's independent, and that combines with Firebird here. Now, you can have these guns forward and just have them all guns a-blazing, but you can also store them, and I like the stored look a little bit better when you have the breaster attached, because having these back and not forward makes it look a little bit more coherent. Like, it's not just a chunk attached to them, it's like it connects at more points than just right here. So let's take this off, and we'll look at this again when we get to robot mode. Well, actually, first, before we do that, I kind of like the look of having this not in the up position and having these swung all the way back, because it kind of makes it look like it's on sleds, and I kind of like that look for just the breaster by itself. But anyway, on to Firebird. Actually, since we're going to be looking at this in just a minute, it's important to note that this is not an original Firebird. While it's not a knockoff, it is a Sonokong release, which is licensed by Takara, but Sonokong makes good stuff now, and some of the older stuff it's made is good, but there are some quality control issues like that crack right there, which it took me a long time of opening this guy and messing with stuff to get the jet mode to form right. But it used to be that this part right here would just hang down like that, and it was really ugly, whereas the other one fits perfectly where it's supposed to be. So there are some problems with mine, but it's just tiny fitting problems. The overall figure works just fine. Now, to transform this guy, we're going to start by folding back these wings here, folding these back, oh, and fold up the landing gear too. We're going to fold this back here, fold up the head, and then we'll rotate this section up here, and it will kind of peg into these parts right here, and that will be the chest. We'll fold these down, fold the feet up, fold these down, stand him up, and then you will spread the arms like this, rotate the arms down like this, bring up these, and then pull out the fists. And I really love the way this guy looks in robot mode, because for various reasons. For one, he doesn't look like he turns into a jet. He just looks like a giant, cool-looking super robot. And I really admire transformations that do a lot, even though they may not be the most complex transformations ever. It's a really neat transformation. Now, one thing I actually forgot to talk about in the jet mode is there's a little pilot in here. You can open this up and pull him out, and he doesn't really look like much. He's just a little yellow guy, but one thing you can do is you can bend him over like this. No goatsy jokes, please. And then you can put him into the chest like this. And that really improves the look of it, and I like how the pilot can interact with it in various ways. Now, one thing to be wary about is that when you put him in, you want to make it so that his butt is facing upwards like this when you put it in, because otherwise, if you put it in the other way around, it's almost impossible to get it out without using a screwdriver or something. And because it's chrome, and I assume most people don't want to scratch chrome, that's not a desirable thing. Now, for posability, the arms rotate around 360, and you get some elbows, and you can bend the legs out like this, but that's about it. You don't really get much more. And one thing that is nice about this guy is that he does have a sword that's stored in here. So you have a sword, bing bang boom, I'ma slice ya. And then he also has quite a few weapons here, like you can pull these out, pull these out. He has a sword, then you can pull these out, these giant missiles I showed you. And then you can take the breaster, and the breaster works like, you take the breaster, you push it in like here and up here, like this, and then you press down on this little chest plate right here, and then it folds forward, and then when you have these things out, he has tons of weapons on him, and he looks so cool. The one problem with the breaster, though, is he can't move his arms all the way forward when you have this in the way. And then, show you what it looks like all combined like this without the weapons. Let me just store everything. And this is just the basic, clean, fully combined with himself, with the breaster, Firebird. And he looks awesome. I really like the way he looks. He used to have some yellow detailing on these flame patterns on his chest, but the stickers peeled away. I had to end up using some rubbing alcohol to get rid of the sticker residue. And I didn't... There's just a little bit left right there that I'll need to get a little bit later. Anyway, this is basically Firebird by himself, and he's a great toy. I really love him. He's really fun, he has a great design, and he's cool. Now, granted, he is a dated design because it doesn't have much posability, and he does have some obvious things about his robot mode, like the exposed head. But for his era, he is a really great figure, and because I'm interested in toys from the era that are more about clever engineering for the transformation than about making it so it's perfectly posable, I really do like this guy, and I really do recommend him if you have any of the same tastes I have in these kinds of things. Now, he is not standalone, though. Well, he is kind of standalone, but there's another figure you can get called Bird, who's a giant space shuttle, who combines with this guy to make an even bigger thing than this guy, because this guy's quite big. Like, here is Classic's Jetfire next to him. So yeah, I really recommend this guy, kinda, if you're into the same kind of stuff I am. And yeah, anyway, I review Transformers, Brave figures, Macross figures, Power Rangers, lots of stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.